what is it, number 50, f of x equals 49 minus x squared. You're finding the zeros, and then determine the multiplicity of each zero. Use a graphing calculator to verify. I know with period 0 we didn't get to the multiplicity part. With period 1 or period 2 I did. So I'll answer both, but then period 0 I'll go over it in class with you, the concept of multiplicity, although it is review from last year, but I still want to go over it in class with you. So anyway, this is a difference of two squares. So this would be 7 minus x and 7 plus x. That's how you factor difference of two squares. So the zeros are 7 for the first factor and negative 7 for the second factor. So plus or minus 7. And the multiplicity of each one is 1. And why is that? Because that's the number of times that a zero is a zero for a function, and how you can tell is by the exponent for each factor. So the exponent here is 1, the exponent here is 1. So that means that 7 is a 0 once, and negative 7 is a 0 once. So their multiplicity is 1. Alright, so 54, I am going to factor out a 2. So that leaves you 2 with x squared minus 7x plus 12. And then factors of 12, pairs of factors of 12 that add up to negative 7 are negative 3 and negative 4. So then you write 2 times x minus 3 times the quantity of x minus 4. So the zeros are 3 and 4. And again, their multiplicity of each one is 1. Why? Because I have an exponent of 1 up here and an exponent equal to 1 up here. So 3 is a 0 once and 4 is a 0 once. Alright, so 58. I am going to factor out 1/3 because I don't want to deal with the fractions when I'm factoring. So just to make it easier on myself, so I'm going to factor out 1/3. So that's going to leave me with 5x squared plus 8x minus 4. Okay? And so now I'll proceed to try to factor the quadratic that I have in parentheses. So here I know that that times that is negative 20x squared. Factors of negative 20, pairs of factors of negative 20 that add up to 8 are positive 10x times negative 2x. So I'm going to use the 2 by 2, the 2 by 2 table. So I'm going to put 5x squared here, 10x, negative 2x, and negative 4. Again, I'm just taking the terms in the polynomial, this one, and then I broke up the 8x into these two, right? So I'm just putting them in order from left to right, putting them in order. So this one goes first, then that one, and then in row 2 I put this one and this one. So this is a like a backwards multiplication table. So I ask myself, what's the greatest common factor in these two terms? So that would be 5x. Then 5x times something here equals 5x squared. So that's x. Then 5x times something here is going to give me 10x. That's going to be 2. Then x times something is going to give me negative 2x. That would be negative 2. And then you just check. Is 2 times negative 2 equal to negative 4? If your answer is yes, then you factored correctly. Okay, so my factors are, let me move this up a little bit. X plus 2, you get that from up here, times 5x minus 2. You get that from right here. So and don't forget the 1/3, although it's not going to give you another 0, but just it's part of the polynomial, right? So 1/3. So the zeros are negative 2, and you set the 5x minus 2 equal to 0, so you're going to get 2 over 5. the multiplicity of each of those is 1 because the exponent here is 1 and the exponent here is 1. So that tells you negative 2 is a 0 once and 2/5 is a 0 once. So the multiplicity is 1 for each of them.